Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're working on a holiday slash bow thing. I was gonna say slash Christmas, but it's really not because it could be birthday. It's a bow. Um, super shiny bow, and it can be for absolutely anything. I mean, any special occasion to add some fun to your drawings. The one that I showed in the picture, I'm working on for sort of a holiday-ish design. I've got some gems underneath it, and I'm going to finish that one up probably on stream or on Twitch in this coming week at some point. Anyway, so the pencils that I'm personally working with are the Caran d'Ache Super Color Softs. These are watercolor pencils. These are not plain colored pencils, but they're the only ones that I have found that are watercolor pencils that work just as well, wet or dry. I really do enjoy them. Um, they do, I think, a great job of doing both. So you can use them many layers, use them like a colored pencil, or you can use them wet and, blend them with just water or do washes with them. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. Anyway, so colors, of course, you guys always want to know what colors I'm using. I've got cream. Now, what's this one? Light ochre. This one is brown ochre. This is burnt sienna. We have umber, black, and yellow. So just super simple. These are all just more goldeny tones. The yellow I only use very small bits of in my gold one that I'm working on. And this one's going to be gold as well. Um, the black is really only for my very darkest shadows, which are going to be like small corners in the background, so really won't use that much. Um, and the umber I won't use a ton of because it's very dark. So I'll just use that for some shadowing, not a whole lot. So the most I'm going to use are these four, which are the cream, the yellow ochre, the brown ochre, and the burnt sienna. So I like to start with most of my drawings and such with a base of one color. And since this is my lightest, I'm going to use cream. Just gonna go over it super quick with that. Make sure I get some around my edges. That way just the pencils have something to begin blending into. Yellow ochre is going to be kind of the main color, and I'll be doing, um, you're basically making sections on these triangular spaces, basically, um, and coloring them in, and then we'll start building up some layers with our uh, brown ochre and the burnt sienna, because we'll be using these as the shadows and reflections. So, so the shadows are going to be slightly triangular, a little bit wider up here. I'm going to taper down over here. It's kind of emulating that they're reflecting something. And then we'll just be going in and coloring them in with the golden or the yellow ochre, gold ochre, light ochre. If you want to leave a highlighted spot, you can definitely do that. It can be in the middle, it can be off to the side. It's really up to you, and each one can be different, which is actually preferred because you don't want them to all look the same. I'm going to bring in the burnt sienna. The burnt sienna is a little bit more of a red brown versus the brown ochre, which is more of a yellow brown. Add a little bit over here. I'm going to use the cream. Going over the highlight. Kind of help blend these a little bit. And then you can keep layering. You can do as much or as little as you'd like. Get the effect you want. Or as smooth as you want it to be. You are here. You may or may not actually be hearing the pencils on here. I don't know. Blurry? Shouldn't be. Hello, are you blurry? Not be blurry. I'm so sorry if I was going on and on and this is blurry. It shouldn't be. Be autofocusing for me. Right here. Shouldn't be blurry at all. My bad, guys. I'm not exactly sure why it's trying to get to focus. Focus. Please focus. That'd be nice. Anyway, so we're going to just continue doing this through all of the triangles. And as you can see, it's very easy to draw. It's just basically this entire shape is just a rounded edge at the bottom up to a top that instead of coming to a point, some of them can come to a point, but instead come to kind of an angle because it's you know, we're trying to create the illusion of a ribbon that's just curved at the bottom, straight sides pretty much, and a little bit of flat at the top as well for the triangle. And that's it. And then you just kind of put them together in circles-ish. And then at the bottom, you can't see all of the ones at the two bottom ones in there. So you just kind of connect the sides. It's very easy to draw. So just overlap a couple of them and that's it. I mean, there's just not a lot to it. So here I want to do you know a couple of darker spots. Get a bigger reflection here for fun. And then I'll leave this part right there as my highlight. I'll just go around it. Just like that. kind of want to make sure that there's a rounded feel on these. So good. There, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I want to come in here and kind of soften and darken this edge. I'll end up blending it in. Same goes with this edge. And then just going back to my mane of the yellow ochre. There's light ochre, sorry. Don't mean to call it the wrong thing. So it's really and honestly very, very simple. It looks really good when it's all finished, but it's quite simple to do. It's just a repetition of this and varying the shadows and the highlights so that you get some, just differences in them. But it's all pretty much the same. And it's simple, but it gives a really, really great effect of the gold. And so I really, really like that. You can do lots of layers to get it really saturated in color. You can leave it kind of sketchy. You can do it however you'd like. When you get down to, let's jump down to the bottom one down there. This one is not going to have any of these bright highlights, so I would put my ochre as the light ochre as the base. Remember, pretend this is the bottom part right here. So it's going to go this way. So my shadows will go with it this way. And since it's probably kind of more of a loop versus an actual triangle down there, I'm going to kind of curve them a little bit, my shadows a little bit, to kind of give it that feel. And just go on making it quite a bit darker. Then I'll make the others. And we can come in with the umber a little bit. Make the shadows darker. And you can make the shadows appear darker as well if you want some to like really stand out. It's completely up to you. And the variety you have up here, just it will look really, really good. So and of course you can go in and use maybe a really small paintbrush with some water on it to blend out if you wanted to. If you're using polychromos, you could use a little tortillon dipped in some odorless mineral spirits, Gamsol or whatever, which is the same thing. And blend it out if you wanted to, or you just use your pencils to blend, which is normally what I do. With polychromos, I do sometimes use the odorless mineral spirits. I do like doing that. but you don't need to. And then of course in all of the dark spots that are going to go down all the way to the bottom of the bow, you're just going to fill those up with, I'm using the umber. You kind of just once over them. And then once you've got that, you can go in with the black. And what I did was I was just really getting into the corners, getting those as dark as possible. And then leaving it a bit lighter in the middle because I thought that looked better basically. But then I just went over the whole thing with the umber again. So, dark spaces around the edges basically. And in the corners. That's gonna block all the light, and there might be light getting down there. So I just want it to look kind of like a dark brown, which is just umber, you know. And then you just continue. So, like I said, it's not difficult, but it's really rewarding because just the farther that you go, the better it looks. Like it's very simple to do. It's just repetitive. So you just sit and you kind of just have fun coloring because that's what it's really about. I'm just gonna put down here my base. And then where do I want to put in my shadows? Put in one over here by the side. Another one over here. I'm kind of going to use the shadows interchangeably with the burnt sienna and the brown ochre. And then just using the light ochre to go over it and blend them together. Darken out this side over here a little bit. If you want to outline them all with one of the darker colors, you could do that. If there's something under it in your drawing and you want to like outline the whole thing, do it with a darker color. You could do it with black. You can do whatever you would like, honestly. Um, and these are just really values as far as color goes, because you could do this with any color and it will be the same. Whereas you just got a light blue, a medium blue, and then like dark blues for the shadows. So it's just any color you can do the same thing with, and it will end up looking really, really gorgeous. So just go for it. Like, you are absolutely capable of doing this. It will look awesome. Um, and people will comment on it and tell you it's amazing. And the thing is, you just have to know how. It's not that things are super difficult, it's that you have to know the how. And that's all. So go for it. You got this. Not hard. And just have fun with it. And I hope that you do them, you try them out, and tag me. Show me. I always love to see. So, happy bowing? Anyway, happy coloring, and enjoy. See you guys later.